Good morning. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Well, it's going to be a very, very interesting topic today. We'll be discussing how to keep your principal safe and how to keep your profits and the gains that you have made up till this time safe and while still getting the stock market upside only of the stock market returns without the downside risk. The richest man on earth, Warren Buffett, he says that the most and the quickest amount of money to be made is in the stock market. And in that same breath, he says, most people lose their shirt in that same stock market also. All right. Today, don't want you to ever fear the stock market. Whatever happened till now, I know it's been crashing recently. Whatever happened till now, that's the past. We cannot change it. But I'm so glad that you are joining today. That it's going to be a revolutionary day when it comes to financial security for you and your family. And I'm going to be showing you how you put that money in the stock market and then keep your principal safe. Whatever you put into it, keep that one safe. Plus the gains that you make, that you keep the gains also. And when the market goes down, you do not lose a penny of it. And when it starts to go back up, all right, then you start to go back up with it up to a cap. And this is the same, we'll be discussing this thing, we'll be going into it in much more details. There's that S&P 500 fund that we are talking about, and you will probably hear it every time you turn on the radio or you turn on the news. They say, well, today the Dow Jones Industrial or the S&P 500 has gone up or down, up or down. It is that exact same fund that I'm talking about, right? And in the black is how we suggest, and that's what the today's topic is, to be, how do you get into the black graph right here, rather than someone who's directly into that same fund. This is in the red. So that's where it goes up, you made some, then it goes down, you lost some, and now it's been crashing, and you might be wondering, folks, this is your money. All right. And you are not playing around with someone else's savings or retirement plan. This is your money. And I happen to know how you, quote unquote, many people say, I'm playing the stock market, and I'm going to show you how you stock market and win in that one too. And then I'm going to show you where to unlock some extra money there too, so you can put it in here and do not fear at all. Whatever happened up till now, that one cannot be reversed, right? And but moving forward from today onward, you will be getting only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. And I'm going to go step by step into this thing. So then I'm going to show you where you free up some of the money, like the Federal Reserve Bank study says, how there is such a huge a horse, taking the analogy of a horse, a racing horse sitting under your roof, and I'm going to show you how to wake that giant sleeping racing horse, that can take your money to a whole new level. And then I'm going to show you how you, after loss-proofing your money and still playing the stock market, still playing that S&P 500, you make Uncle Sam your business partner to take this money to whole new levels, yes, yeah, right, and have it grow, compound, and pay out all tax-free. I'm so glad that you are joining me. This will be a revolutionary few minutes that you will be spending with me. And folks, I want you to be free no matter what happens to the economy, stock market, taxes, or even your health. Okay? And what all has been happening recently, if you implement these things, you will never have to worry about it again. And then I'm going to show you in the end that how do you put all of this thing on autopilot so that way you are not affected at all when ups and downs of this economy or stock market and stuff, and no matter how many coronavirus instabilities come in, your money will be safe and it will be always be growing, and your principal will be safe always. I never want you to lose a dime of your hard-earned money moving forward from today onward. And then I want you to keep your principal safe already, and then keep the gains also, whatever you have made till that time when the things start to go south. All right. So please kick back and relax. And before I go into that, you should know who am I. Yes, I want to first of all thank you so much for joining me today. But who is this weird-looking guy with a turban and a beard? And why should you even listen to me? Well, my name is BIR GREWALL. I am an India-born SIKH American financial strategist, advisor, and an author with a proven track record that people who used our strategies in the last housing as well as the financial crash did not lose during the 2007, 8, and 9, whether they did the financial planning or the home equity planning, which I'll be showing you in a minute, right? And matter of fact, both of those people are way ahead of other people who might have recovered from those last losses. So today you'll be learning a lot, and I'm so glad that you are joining me today, and I guarantee you that every minute that you spend with me, I'm going to give you some insightful things, So then you might have even seen me quoted on the national media like ABC, CBS, NBC, Yahoo News, and Yahoo Finance and stuff. So many of them, you can check it out on my website there, right? And why they quoted me? Because I have something, which is... which could hugely benefit you. Now, how did I get to this level, right? Well, I had been in the financial services industry since the early 80s, and I was pretty successful. Had several national quality awards, standard of, you name it, I had it, and I thought I had the world in the palm of my hands when it comes to money. But then things, in 1994, end of 1994, things started to happen. Just like this coronavirus came up, no one could ever even picture that where did this thing come from? And this American economy was booming. And now it is brought to its knees. Now I heard it either on CNN or on Fox News. It was one of these two. They said, okay, the American economy has started to crash. Folks, I don't want you to use, okay? So anyway, it happened to me back in end of 1994. And I'll never ever forget that day. And these things were completely out of my control. When I lost everything to foreclosure, including my hilltop custom built home in Aliso Viejo, California. I'll never forget that day. When the marshals came, that we had to leave that house. And when we were leaving, I looked back at my wife, who was carrying our 1-month-old son in her arms, and I just could not bear that sight. told her, honey, I'm sorry I let the family down, but now I'm going to okay, make it good. I'm going to okay, look for answers, and so that way it can never happen to my family or to anyone that I come across. And so that was the turning point, and I set out to find answers, and I knew the answers were somewhere there, but I had to just look for them. And so it took me years, and my mission was to find answers on how to have financial security and peace of mind no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, and no matter what happens to my health. Folks, we do not stop to think about it. We do not realize that we are the money-making machine of our family. We are the Federal Reserve Bank of our family. Now, if this money printing machine breaks down, where will the money come from? Have you ever stopped to think about it? Well, whenever we have health problems like heart attack, stroke, cancer, or any kind of chronic, critical, or terminal illness or something like that, or injury, right? Income stops because we are running to the doctors and hospitals. Bills don't stop, and financial disaster starts for most of the people. And so I was looking for answers to this one, and so interesting thing happened. It took me years, and I took so many courses, read all the financial books and stuff. I was looking for nuggets here and there and stuff, and then while doing that research, I found out that the rich and famous people, not only they use these regular financial strategies, they make Uncle Sam their business partner, and they use the laws and IRS rules that had been on the books for over a century there, and they help take that, and that will help them take their money to whole new levels. And then I also discovered another thing, that hey, all this thing can be put on autopilot, right? And so you never ever have to worry about it. And you might have seen it. You go to any resorts, expensive resorts and stuff like that, or by those popular beaches and stuff like that. Some of these guys are lying even on weekdays, by those resorts, by the pools and sipping on your margaritas and pina coladas and stuff like that. How? You see many of them time and again whenever you go there. Well, those guys have figured it out, and what you are going to be learning today, right? And then they have everything on autopilot, right? And also today, folks, if you are a homeowner, please stick around. I'm going to show you. This is the Federal Reserve Bank. We had been doing home equity planning for a long time. And so the Federal Reserve Bank study also shows. I'll be going into this one, how to wake up and protect that. The next crash coming up is a housing crash. No one is talking about that right now, but the way the mess is happening, it is coming up very fast. And folks, if you do not protect that build-up equity, you might have thought, okay, well, my house has doubled in value and stuff like that. All that excitement could be gone in a jiffy, when the house pricing goes down, all right? So please, it does not have to happen. And it's not me saying this thing. This is the Federal Reserve Bank study telling you if you have any home equity, it should be separated and put to work to boost your savings and retirement and to reduce your risk. The risk is, the crash coming up, right? And I'm going to, so just relax, please, and clear off your hard drive, your brain's hard drive. Do not justify and try to get it. You see what I'm just trying to say? It will only benefit you. Now, after my research, all of those years, okay, and the results were pretty amazing, right? And the proof of that one came in 2007, 8, and 9. Clients or people who had used our strategies did not lose any money, both in the housing as well as in that financial crash either. And they had been getting only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. Yes, those are the strategies. After me losing everything, okay, I figured it out, and I'm going to be sharing those ones with you, like I showed up earlier. Okay, I'm going to show you that this is the example of your S&P 500, the same fund that you might even have heard about today. And when you turn on the radio or on the news, they tell you, hey, today the S&P 500 or Dow Jones Industrial and stuff like that goes up or went down and stuff. It's the exact same fund. And I'm going to show you in the black is the way we set up. The key is in setting up the money within that fund. You're right. In the black, it's the way to do it. See, in the red is people the way we've been used to putting our money away in the market. All right. So now, before I get into that, we need to understand how the money works, right? And everyone wants to get those kinds of results, but again, there is a system, there is a way, and we need to understand. And it is my goal. Now, another thing, let me share it with you. You might have been wondering, how come we never, what I'm going to show you, right? These strategies so far, it had been, okay, I would be sharing, this is my profession, this is how I make money, right? And I would be sharing these ones with only my high-end, high-paying clients only. But now, when this coronavirus thing started happening, that was just about 3-4 weeks ago, and I knew this tsunami coming, and I just could not sit back. My consciousness did not allow me. So now I am going every day, except Sunday. I'm going live every day, sharing these strategies with you with nothing expected in return. This is my giving back to the people and the country that had given me so much opportunity, and the people in the country that I love. So please, I put it in my notes. Okay, read it. There, and also relax. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have put in the resources either below or at the top, depending which media you're watching me on, right? I put those on just for your convenience because I see it every time. When I talk to anyone, they say, wow, it sounds good, but what do I do, right? Okay? And so I put in those resources. And also, I put in my personal email in there too. And I'm not charging anything at all for it, right? Because I want to, my consciousness, it will make me feel good, that, hey, I helped someone, from losses and stuff. That is my mission. Please read that thing, okay? I've written every word of that one, and I mean everything, all right? And so I'm here to help you, because knowing what I know, no one has to lose a penny of their hard-earned money. And then I'm going to show you how to put a turbo booster to that money. So now, keeping your time, I want to go through, I want to give you as much as possible, because, hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything, you're right? So I want to give you as much information as possible in the shortest amount of time. That's why I said if you would clear your hard drive, the brain's hard drive, and I just want you to grab it, get it, all right? All right, let's understand. Okay, this is my specialty. After all those years of searching and researching and testing and stuff, so I showed you how to make the money work for you instead of you alone working for the money. All right, folks. No matter how much overtime you put in, or if if you have a job, how much overtime you put in, or if you have a business or you are an executive putting 60, 70, 80 hours a week, okay. No. There is a much smarter. Those are the old-fashioned ways, when they used to say, hey, get up early, work late, you can work smart, and the harder you work, the more. No. The rules have changed now, okay. Knowing what I know, the rules are different because. No, I'm going to show you about the third slide from now. Yes, you're right. It will be, I'm going to show you how ordinary people can become millionaire, how you and I can become millionaires, and millionaires become billionaires with a B. I'm talking about, I'm going to prove you everything, right? So no. I'm going to show you, instead of you working alone, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses working for you is much better than you just alone trying to put in that extra money, extra hours or overtime and stuff like that. No. There's a much smarter way, and I'm going to be showing you what we've been doing for a long time. Yes, okay, for the homeowners. Federal Reserve Bank study came up and pretty much said exactly the same thing. Yes, but I'm going to show you how we had been doing it even better than what the Federal Reserve Bank study had said. Yes, you're right, for those homeowners. So there is so much things, that, I'm going to show you. All right? I'm going to show you how to optimize your current assets. Folks, everyone can say, hey, you bring me new money and I'll help you put it somewhere, and hopefully then there is no coronavirus or something, no down somewhere, and no. Without any extra money, I'm going to show you how you can take your current assets and get you into that millionaire category, or if you are already successful, and get you into the billionaire category. And that's the, okay, 2 more slides. Okay, the second slide after this one will be that. So, folks, it is just amazing knowing what I know. This is my years of, after losing everything, my years of work, okay, picking up the nuggets here and there and stuff, and this is the end result, and the proof came in 2007, 8, and 9. All right, now, here, please don't think that I'm a lunatic when I say, okay, that this is a $1 million dash to financial independence. And next slide, I'm going to prove to you that anyone, whether you are, and this is not for, many times, we just quote unquote say, well, this is for the other guys. No, folks, no, you'll miss out on something huge if you take that kind of an attitude. No, I want you to be that other guy. You're right. Now, listen close, please. Now, this is that $1 million dash to financial independence, and it is that exact same dollar, that 100-cent dollar, and so some people are crawling with that. Okay, they are, and then some people are walking with that. Some people are jogging with that money, you're right, to their finish line. This is IRAs and 401ks and stuff, you're right. And then some people, those rich and famous, who are sitting on the resorts, and sipping on those margaritas and pina coladas and stuff all day and, all the time. And you wonder what's with them. They have figured out how to put turbo booster to that same dollar to take them very, very fast to their finish line. Now, here it is, folks. I just promised you that how ordinary people, I'm going to show you how ordinary people can become millionaires and millionaires become billionaires. Here it is. Pay close attention, please. By the way, if you feel that I make some kind of a sense, right? And it's just not for the people who are just starting out in life, or just you might say, well, I'm still struggling to get to that point, or if you have already made success. No, it's for everyone. All right. So if you feel that I make some sense, then please. And if you have that, sometimes inside we feel like, hey, thank you, and stuff. No, my thank you will be if you will share in my mission of helping everyone. And I'm not expecting anything in return from you. All right. So, but please then forward this link, share the links, okay, and post it on your social media. I want everyone to, okay, know at least, hey, this hope is here. This is for real. It is proven. And it is time tested, and it passed that test of that last housing as well as the financial crash. So let everyone be. This is my wish, to expose everyone to it, and whether they take action or not after that, then that's their thing, right? Okay, and they do not have to take action with me, okay, but I would have just done my job, and that would be the tribute to my father also, who used to say, son, when you grow up, try to make something of yourselves, and when you do, just do not tiptoe through life. Help uplift other people, right? And so that's the reason I am founder of Interfaith Charities International also. That is my giving back to the community and stuff. So I'm not looking for anything. Now let's get back into it. How you and I, ordinary people, can become millionaires, and if we are already there, how do we become into that billionaire club? All right. Now, please listen close. This is $1 doubling every period for 20 period. Like 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, right? Okay. And it does not have to be 20 years. It can be 20 months, 20 days, 20 weeks. Does not matter. Just get the concept, on this one. All right. So this column here is taxed as earned. Yes, this is the way we are all supposed to be. We go earn money, or if you have invested, we make money, and then at the end of the year, we have to pay taxes. Right? And then after paying the taxes next year again, this money doubles up. This example doubles up, then we pay taxes, then it doubles up again, right? And so if you're wondering, I'm just using 33% tax bracket if you are making about 80,000 and above, and then you are in that tax bracket anyway. You may or may not pay that much of tax, because of deductions. But no, in this example, I'm just keeping it very simple. I just want you to get the concept and what all is possible for you. All right. So 1 to 2, then you pay taxes, the rest of it doubles up, and at the end of 20 periods, it grows up to be about $28,000 in this column. All right. Now, if that same money is in tax-free environment, remember I said in my research, I found out, everyone hates Uncle Sam, and that same Uncle Sam is the one who says if you set up that money in a certain manner, right, then you can come out of this category to this one. And by the way, in the end, I'm going to show you that laws and the IRS rules, how that will take you out of this category into this one, into the tax free category. So this one is simple. 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8 and stuff. And at the end of 20 periods, it is over $1 million. Folks, it does not take no new money, no putting overtime or extra time and stuff like that. No ruining your health and no ruining your relationships because, you're always working all the time. No. Just knowing from 28,000 into this one. IRAs and 401ks are a step in the right direction, like I said, in that jogging thing. And so they are about halfway in here because you will be taxed when you take the money out on IRAs and 401ks, and it gets taxed again when you check out to be with the Lord. All right? So this is how ordinary people become millionaires. And if you are already a millionaire, you just extra zeros to that, right? And you are in the billionaire club. So it's knowing how the money works, folks. Sorry about that. Now, here is $100,000 compounding at 8%. All right, in tax as earned, the way it should be, right? It will grow up to be about $500,000, and if it is in that, if you set up the money according to the way IRS says, those IRS codes, which I'll be sharing with you in the end, and that TEFRA laws, then you come out of this category into the $1 million without any extra things doing. It is just that how you set up that money. All right. So, are we getting it? You feel good about it? Are you feeling more and more confident? That yes, hey, I can handle this thing. All right. So, I'm going to give you all this knowledge. All right. So now, just another way of looking at it, you're right, these are 4 phases of savings and retirement. Your contribution phase, accumulation phase. The contribution is when we are young and contributing to save money. This is accumulation is middle ages. Third one is distribution is at retirement. And fourth is transfer. It's when we check out to be with the Lord, right? All right. So now these people, the ones who are crawling with that money. Remember I gave you that example of some people are crawling. Yes, they have earned my respect because they are doing the right thing. They are paying taxes all the way through. But they don't know any better, but at least they are doing the ethical thing. Not trying to lie or cheat on taxes and stuff, right? And here are IRAs and 401ks. Yes, that's, like I said, jogging towards your finish line. They are tax favored, but you will be taxed when you need the money the most. But putting a turbo booster to your money is this, I'm going to show you this home equity retirement planning. And that's the one Uncle Sam says, hey guys, if you are a homeowner, you have to take use of that one, otherwise you have all the risk on your back. And this housing crash is coming very, very fast. And folks, so if you prepared it, so this is how you put the turbo booster to your money to the finish line. All right. So having the money all tax free, all the way tax free, is putting the money. All right. Now, let me just take a breath here. Folks, I want to give you as much as I can in this short period of time. All right. Now, again, like I said, those IRAs and 401ks are in the step in the right direction. Well, knowing what I know, I do not own an IRA or a 401k, and I never will, because I know there is better programs than that. All right. So now let me get into this thing first, okay, as to how to keep this is the topic today, how to keep your principal safe. Whatever money you put in, towards savings or retirement and stuff, all right. And if you recently lost any, even a dime, then you know what I'm talking about. Your principal, that was your hard-earned money, it should always be saved, number one. Number two is, then I want you to keep those profits also. Okay? I know I might sound weird, okay, that, hey, this Turban SIKH Indian guy, he's on to something. No. This is for real. And I want you to keep everything, And if you lost anything, then moving forward from today onward, you will have all this knowledge that you should not lose a penny. And on that same token, Warren Buffett, the richest man on earth, he says, well, if the most amount of money to be made and the quickest and the fastest amount of money to be made is in the stock market. And in that same breath, he says, most of the people lose their shirt also in that same stock market. So, folks, there's a right way and the regular way, right? These are the kind of strategies all the rich and famous use. now you will be able to use it too. And here now let's get into this thing, how it is done. Let me show you. By the way, I have to share a disclaimer beforehand, because since I do not know your situation, right? Your results will not be like this thing because we don't know. There is so many variables into the money and money growth. How much are you putting in, for how long, which fund you use, which strategies you use to set it up within that fund, and then what tax brackets. And this one does not mean the tax bracket at this time, you're right, but that's when you want to put a turbo booster to that money. So which tax code, which I'll be sharing with you. That's the third slide from now, as to which tax codes, right? So there is so many different variables, but this is the kind of results that some people are getting, who had set up the money according to exactly the way I'm sharing with you here. All right. This is to be taken as an example only, and this is no guarantee of your performance, okay? Or because I already shared it with you, just take it as a but that this is all what is possible, and this is to be taken as an example only. With that clear, let me move forward. Here is $500,000 put in back in 1999. All right. And in the black is the way we set it up, and in the red is someone who goes traditionally the way we've been used to give when we have the money in the stock market. All right. So now, this strategy, we call it the missed fortune strategy, because people miss out fortunes because they don't know what they don't know. All right. So this strategy is called upside only lock-in. When the market goes up, you just participate in the upside only of the stock market, and you lock it in at the end of the year. This particular strategy is called 1 year point to point. All right. So at the end of that exact 1 full year, it will be that if you made the money on that one, yes, you keep the profits up to a cap. There is a cap, and these results are with that cap included. So don't get greedy. Don't worry about it. All right. So when the market this year, the very first year, the market went up, and we both went up, and then this becomes a reset point after that 1 year. This becomes a reset point and restart. So your principal is safe, and you kept the profits also up to that cap till here, right? And then this becomes a new starting point. So you cannot lose any penny after that. Now the market kept on going down for the next 2 years, all right? Your money gets frozen right there. Your principal is safe, and you had kept the profits also up till that time. Then the market starts to go back up. You are going back up with it up to that cap, right? And then here is 2007, 8, and 9. When the market crashed, your money got frozen there. You kept all the gains up till that time, right? And so for as long as the market kept on going down, your money was frozen, and then it goes up. Yes, you're right. You went up with it. And at this time, when this graph was, I didn't want to confuse you with everything. Okay, so we just added 1 year after that when the market went up. So this graph is taken at that time. All right. So here it is about $19,000, and here it is $107,000. All right. Now, just imagine, and with this one, it's all your principal all along had been safe. There is no risk. All right. So now just imagine if the market went up 10%, how much will this one go up? About $42,000. And how much will this one go up? $107,000. Folks, this is how the money is made. This is how the rich and famous have figured it out, how to play, quote unquote, how to play that stock market, and win in that game. And today, you know it, how to do this thing. And then after this one, if this money grows, compounds, and pays out and transfers at death tax free, right? You make Uncle Sam your business partner, which is the second slide after this one. I'll be showing you which codes to use to this money. So this one now becomes completely tax free, right? Then you have put a turbo booster to your money without any extra money putting into it. Are you getting it? Yeah, give me a little bit of okay, like or something like that. Okay. If you are liking it, okay. If you feel okay, wow, and so please give me a all right. I see that. Yes, you're right. Thank you so much. Yo. Okay, now Tim has a question. Do you let a money manager do the upside only lock-in strategy? Well, tell you what, Tim, stay for a few more minutes. I'm going to show you one plan that does everything in it, okay, and automates the whole system. That way you are completely funky. And remember earlier I had mentioned, you see those rich and famous guys, sitting by the in the resorts there all the time and sipping on margaritas or pina coladas and stuff like that. Those guys ain't no different than you and I. No, they have fed it up and put it all on autopilot. Okay. The third slide after second one will be IRS rules and regulations. Then after that, I'm going to show you which plan they use also. Many of the rich and famous, okay. And so that way everything is all on autopilot, and everything that I discussed about, okay, that, hey, you remember, like I said earlier, that after losing everything back in 1995, I set out to find answers to know on how to have financial security and peace of mind no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, right? And no matter what happens to your health also. Like I said earlier, we do not realize that. What if tomorrow we have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, or something like that, or any kind of chronic, terminal, or critical injury or sickness, right? At that time, income stops because we cannot work like before for most of the people, and bills don't stop, and financial disaster starts. And these are all good, hardworking, well-meaning, God-loving people. No, it should not have to be. So this one plan I'm going to show you, it incorporates everything into it, so that way you are completely funky, and then you are not worried how many coronaviruses come up, okay, come and go, or the economy crashes or not, does not matter. You only get the upside of the stock, and you are playing the stock market also. And then, within that same plan, okay, we make that... whosoever does it, no, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is my giving back to the community and the country that I love. So, it all has to be done by a highly qualified professional who knows the IRS rules and the laws also, okay, who are licensed properly and who are allowed to be, okay, put the money into the stock market also. So there is different licenses and stuff like that, so it has to be a very highly qualified professional. Otherwise, okay, it will be just a bad dream, because if it is not set up exactly and it passes that litmus test from the IRS rules and those laws and stuff, then that would be just a dream, when you say that, hey, my money will be tax-free, and I'll be a millionaire just by having my money from regularly paying taxes into a tax-free environment. No. So then you will require a person, right, highly qualified, and I'm going to give you the litmus test, right? So you would know that, please, I want you to get everything, the reasonings behind it. Now, let's take this example before I get into the Federal Reserve Bank study, in America. you're right. That's going to be a mind-boggling thing, for you. All right. So please, now, if we have health problems at that time, okay, we have ourselves have health problems, or for my family, I know for me, I would want to be treated by the best of the best doctor. I don't care what it takes, But how do you know that the doctor that you have, or the doctor that you will be taken care of you, is the best of the best? I have never ever heard any doctor say that, hey, I'm the second best. I've never ever heard that. All right, I don't know about you. So now, how do we find out? So we go to neighbors and friends and family. Yes, again, they all mean well. They always will. Everyone loves to give recommendations. Oh yeah, you go to that doctor. But again, that is a guesswork. There could be someone better than that too. How do you know? I'm going to give you the litmus test for the financial doctor. So whosoever is guiding you, or or whosoever, right? And if you have that litmus test, perfect. If they are already at that level, boom. And so I'm going to give you all of that stuff, and so that way you can be a complete funky. It's not just a bad dream. All right. So this is, we already went through this one. Now let me free you up before I go into that conclusion of okay, which IRS rules and stuff. This is a very, 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 if you guys are homeowners, then please listen very, very close, and if you have built up any equity in the home, here we go. Federal Reserve Bank study. We've been doing this in home equity planning. By the way, the information on the below or at the top, depending which media you're watching me on. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you, but people always ask me, hey, so where do we find these answers? I've given it to you. Check those things out. Right? It will be, knowledge is power. It will be to your advantage. So check those things out. All right. So now, we've been doing, we call it the home equity planning for a long time. And then during 2006, Federal Reserve Bank study came up. Okay. By the way, this was brought to my attention by one of my clients who had done the home equity planning. Okay, he said, "Wow, okay, Federal Reserve Bank is saying something similar to what you do, and we are a step further than them." And I'm going to share it. The study says, home equity. If you're a homeowner, then a home equity. If you have any home equity, at that time it was if you had any home equity left because the crash had already started. Otherwise, now the prices have gone back up again. So many of people have doubled or tripled in value also, depending where you are in the country. So home equity should be separated and put to work to boost your savings as well as your retirement and to reduce your risk. All right. They are saying that the home equity should be taken out and put to work in a completely aside fund. Homes are meant to be lived in, not to store cash. Now, let me bust another myth. Many times we just think, that, hey, if I left the equity in the home, it will grow much faster in value. No. If you have taken whether you have taken the equity out or not, the home prices, if they are going up, they will go up regardless. Whether you have that equity trapped in under the roof of your home and you got all the risk on your back or not. All right. So that myth, please don't come into that. And so to boost your savings as well as your retirement, and then to reduce your risk. Two things, let me just, three things I need to just clarify. Last time, remember in 2000, end of 2003, the prices started skyrocketing, and people were looking at Zillows every day. Oh, my home has went up. Every week or every month. I'm sure you might have done it too. And so, folks, just to give you that, I just looked at the time. We are in conclusion, but I just thought I have to explain these things to hit hard, because this housing crash is coming and it's going to be worse than previously, and no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. They are all just, concentrating on coronavirus, and unemployment going through the roof. And this will be the rippling effect, and it's coming very, very fast. This is a huge tsunami, and it's coming. And I want you to, if you have any equity left, it's not me saying this thing, this is that Federal Reserve Bank. Now, let me just share with you the gravity of this one. If you have a $500,000 home, well, in California, it is very difficult to find anything, or even a condo for less than $500,000. But anyway, if you have a $500,000 home and it goes down just a modest 10% only, I guarantee you folks, you will lose $50,000 instantly. Have you ever stopped to think that $50,000 you will lose instantly? How long will it take for you to save that $50,000 that you just lost instantly if you're a homeowner? All right, number one. Number two, if it is 20% goes down, you would lose 100,000 instantly, and then it would just be a bad dream. And do not buy into that concept. By the way, same thing with the stock market also. If you have $500,000, 10% goes down, you instantly lost or wiped out $50,000, right? Which you did not have to. You should not. I showed it to you earlier. If you missed it, if you joined in late, please go back and listen. I'm putting these recordings on all my social media after this thing. So listen to it again, because it will only benefit you. All right. So remember, last time in that last housing as well as the financial crash, the prices went down as low as up to 60%. Stock market was between 40 to 60% losses. Home values were up to 60%. All right. Now, folks, I just gave you the example of 10% only going down, and you lose 50,000. So that's why it is very, very important. And the Federal Reserve Bank study is saying that. Now, they are saying take that money out and it should be separated. They are saying put it into IRAs and 401ks, right? And like I showed it to you earlier, that knowing what I know, there is much, much, much better programs than IRA and 401k. I showed it to you. If you missed it, then please go back and listen to this one. And, that you put the turbo booster. Even if you don't do nothing at all, take that money, that equity out ASAP, because many of the lenders have stopped loaning on home equity because they know that this money will be lost instantly. There is only a few lenders left, and you have to move fast on this thing to get that home equity out. And then where you put it, go back, listen to the whole thing. Yes, you're right. Even though Federal Reserve Bank that study says that put it in IRAs and 401ks. All right. So, folks, you have to do this thing for yourselves and your family's financial security. Otherwise, it will be a bad dream. Now, let me give you the example of the bad dream. There were three kinds of people, in the last, before that last crash that happened, when the house prices were going up and the stock market was going up too, right? So, some of them, they felt, that, hey, we are pretty smart, they took that equity out and they bought depreciated assets, they bought boats and RVs and stuff like that, right? Okay, that was one kind of person. The second kind was, hey, I'm smart. I read a book, or someone said, the money, or they listened to Warren Buffett, that the quickest and the fastest money to be made is in the stock market. They didn't listen to him the whole way, where he says, that, hey, that's where most of the people lose their shirt also. So they invested on their own, and you might even know someone. This is the reality. I'm not trying to scare you. You might even know someone who lost both that equity also that they had borrowed out, and they may have lost their homes also. It didn't have to happen. And a proven way that we have, okay, and the information on that one is either below or at the top, depending which media. But please, if you are a homeowner, you have to act fast. Otherwise, it will just be a bad dream when that okay, housing collapse start to happen. That 50,000, that example I just gave you, should be in your pocket rather than someone else's. And but again. Another thing is, please don't say that. I also want to have. I want you and everyone to have a paid-up home there, because that is the biggest financial security, to have a paid-up home, but not like the way others think, the way we've been programmed to, have it, hey, you're making payments into this thing to pay off that home. That is the worst way of handling it, knowing what I know, right? With humbleness, I'm saying. So please don't get offended, but I have to share the severity of this one. But now the Federal Reserve Bank study says, no. The smart way to handle that equity is it should be separated. And we've been doing this thing for way before the Federal Reserve Bank study came out. So yes, I want you to you take that equity out, put it to work. So where it is, you have to pay interest to borrow that money out, right? Where you're making much more money on the side fund there. And so if ever you want to have a paid up home, then the way I've been recommending and the way Uncle Sam, Federal Reserve Bank study says, right? It should be that, hey, anytime you want to have a paid up home, you can take that money that is sitting in the side fund, pay off that home. All right? Otherwise, it should always be separated. And the other reason, let me share it with you. Remember that Hurricane Katrina a few years ago? It affected very, very hugely in Texas and Louisiana. There was flooding and stuff. So the reporter from CNBC, he goes up to the mayor of Fort Arthur, Texas. He said, sir, you lost your home here, and what do you have to say? Now, listen close. That mayor, these politicians are pretty smart people, otherwise they wouldn't be where they are, right? But they are good in their game, not on everything. Just, I'm pretty darn good, at my game, right? But I'm not good at everything else, right? So anyway, he said, sadly, we have just paid off that home. Now, look at it from the other angle. Now, when the reality hit, he said, wow, sadly, we had just paid it off. That means, otherwise he would not have paid it off, right? Okay. But before that, before the reality hit, that same mayor was making extra payments to pay that home off, you're right? So, I don't want you to be into that, surprise. Number two, you might have heard about Senator Trent Lott. He was a very powerful senator during those days, right? And so he lost his house also. Another reporter goes up to him. He said, sir, what do you have to say? This is Senator Trent Lott's words, right? He said, you know what? This was going to be our retirement adobe. This is only thing that I have, me and my wife have, we had just paid it off, that after I retire from the Senate, this is where we'll live happily forever. But now he said, I have nothing. He goes, I don't know what we are going to do. Folks, I don't want you to be in that category. All right? So please, but you have to act fast. Your marching orders now, if I may give you. Is, okay, if you're in the stock market and if you join in late, listen to this very recording will be on here. Go and listen to it again, and save your losses in your savings and retirement plans and stuff, right? And number two is if you're a homeowner, folks, this is your second marching order. Act fast, you're right. This one, housing crash is going to start happening right away. Many of the lenders have already stopped giving home equity loans, anymore because they know this is going to be a bad loan, right? So if you can get that money out and put it to, I've already shown it to you. And then if you have already suffered losses, you did not have to lose a penny of it. And still get only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. Like Warren Buffett says, the fastest, the quickest, and the most amount of money to be made is in the stock market. And yes, I want you to do that. And this example, I showed it to you. Go back, listen to it again, is S&P 500, the same fund that we hear about every day. All right. Now, let me just conclude by, I promise you this thing, that I'm going to show you how to put a turbo booster to your money, how to tax-free your money. And again, your Uncle Sam, the same Uncle Sam, who everyone fears, right? He says, no, I'm not that bad of a guy, you're right? If you make me your business partner, I will help take your money to a whole new level. Folks, knowledge is power, like I said earlier. Okay, that's what I gained after I lost everything, including my custom-made hilltop home in Aliso Viejo, California. So this was the result. That one. So how you make Uncle Sam your business partner? That same Uncle Sam says, if you set up your money according to these IRS tax codes, and it complies with the TEFRA laws. By the way, these laws, IRS rules had been on the books for over a century, folks. This is nothing new. That's why the rich and famous have figured it out. And I want you to be in that category. I already discussed it, how you can be here starting today. You're right on that one. So you use these tax codes, especially that section 7702, and then comply with and pass that litmus test of TEFRA laws. That's all you need to do, okay? And they will tax-free your money to a whole new level. Now, again, your question, Tim. Your question was the money manager and stuff. Those things are things of the past. You're right. There is one program that had been around for decades. You're right. This is just nothing new. You're right. We call it the MFTAI program, folks. Here is the thing. Now, let me just share it with you. Remember, after losing everything back in 1995, I set out to learn the rules of how the game of money is played, right? And I was looking for those nuggets, here and there and stuff. So that way, my mission was to find answers on how to have financial security, no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, and no matter what happens to my health. And then I want to get that, Warren Buffett's words, get the upside only of the stock market without the downside risk, right? Then tax-free my money, to put turbo booster, make Uncle Sam my business partner, right? And then no matter what happens to my health, if I cannot put into even your current IRA 401ks or savings or any kind of a plan, if you do not keep on putting the money, that dream of you having that nice nest egg and stuff is gone, folks. It will be a false sense of security. But this program, it makes it self-completing. All right, and this is the okay, folks. Everything included into this one. And now let me just I will be in one of my future ones. Remember, today is I call this thing how to financially survive and flourishing in the crashing economy, right? The day I say about 2 days ago I heard it. This is the third day now. 2 days ago I heard it on either it was Fox News or CNN, right? And I heard it. They said, well, the U.S. economy is in free fall and it is crashing. Wow, at that time, folks, yes, okay. Then, even though I had been doing this thing since the coronavirus scare started happening, I started going live, and I'm doing this thing without any expectations. This is all free information, which I used to share only with the high-end paying, high-paying customers, right? And no more. I could not sit back. And so since 3 days ago, when I found out that U.S. economy is crashing, so that's why I started this series that it's called financially surviving and flourishing in this crashing economy. So today is day 3. I'll be doing one subject, and I know so very much, so please, it's at 11 o'clock every morning here on Facebook Live, every morning, Monday through Friday for sure. Saturday, I try to be, but Sunday I take a day off for the family. All right. And so I'll take one subject and we expand into it, so that way you can have all of those things, no matter what happens to the economy, stock market, taxes, or your health, and get only the upside of the. So these are the things I'll be covering. So please make your, and if you feel that I feel good, I make some sense, then please share this thing, like it, share it, and with your friends and family. This is my wish. I'm not asking for anything in return. This is my giving back to the community. So please let everyone benefit. Okay, one day they will thank you for hearing that information, and I'm not expecting anything else in return. All right, and so this MFTAI program offers several unique benefits that most other financial vehicles do not offer. And one of the big ones is right here. I could go on and on. Okay, I know we've been at it, and I value your time very much. Right? So, unlike qualified plans like RAs, 401ks, 403bs, and stuff like that, or private pension plans and things like that, there is no limit in this one. Whether you want to dump in 5,000, 50,000, 5 million, 50 million, okay? It does not matter. So folks, there is no limit. I don't want my, knowing what I know, I do not want my clients, okay, to be bound by any kind of restrictions. Yeah, what if you have a good year sometimes, and you want to dump in more money? You can do that with those regular plans, right? Number 2, with all those regular plans, there are restrictions. Like you cannot take your money out of your IRAs, 401ks and stuff. You cannot get to that money till age 59 and a half. What if you need the money and then you have to pay those penalties and stuff? Knowing what I know, I don't want you to be. I want you to be completely funky. This is your money and you should be in charge and get only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. Loss proof it. Keep all that. Your principal should be safe, and the gains that you made up till that time, you should not lose a dime. And then, okay, in case this money-making machine, the money-making machine breaks down, then this becomes a self-completing program, right? And then you make Uncle Sam your business partner to take your money to a whole new level in a tax-free environment. All that is done within this one, and set it up on autopilot. You don't need no money manager or nothing at all, So it will be automatically, okay, that just to refreshen up this thing, when the stock market goes up, you go up with it up to that cap, right? And then when it goes down, you have your principal is safe, and you kept that profits also up till that time. Your money gets frozen. See, 2 years market kept on going down. Your money was frozen. Then you start to go back up with it, up to a cap, right? These results are even with that cap in there. All right. And here was 2007, 8, and 9. You did not lose anything at all. And the end result came out to be about 419,000 versus $107,000, And so, folks, this one program does it all. And what if, while getting to that level, you, have health problems like heart attack, stroke, cancer, or something like that? Okay, this program will become self-completing. And you do not have to remember, I was giving that analogy of, those rich and famous people. They ain't no different than anyone else. Just a second, Tim. Oh yeah, Tim says, okay, it's like a pause button when the stock market starts going down. Absolutely. Your money gets frozen. Well, okay, now let me clarify this thing too. Your money gets frozen from losses, right? So that's the pause button. You described it very, very well, Tim, right? But the money is still available to you, and you can get it out with a telephone call, right? Anytime you want. And why that is so important, we are going way over time. Okay, I can keep on going. No, I will be discussing that. Why is having that liquidity thing so important? And please join in this series. I'm going to be covering that. Why? In 2007, 8, and 9, when that financial crash started happening, I don't know if you experienced it or not. All your IRAs and 401ks and those retirement funds were frozen at that time, and you could not take your money out at that time, folks. This is serious stuff, and people were crying, watching their money crash. Every day they would get up, hey, the market went down so much today, the next day it was another bad news, and they are saying, hey, this is my own money, why can't I get it? But no, see, those other institutions, they did not want to suffer the losses. They put that risk on your back. With us, no. I want you to be completely funky, that no matter what happens, you can get your money out. But you don't need to, because this is on pause and you cannot lose a dime. And this is not a brand new plan, folks. Okay, it's been around for decades. And people who had used these things, are way ahead of other people who might have been, come out of it. And the industry always, and please, for starting today, I do not want you to buy into this nonsense that many of that other people, who are the quote unquote money managers or advisors or agents or whatever, they are doing a wonderful, wonderful job. But many of them, they don't know any better, which I did not know myself either till 1995. I was a regular financial advisor too, just putting the money on the risk, because the industry wants you to, that they are sitting pretty. The risk is on your back, and it's your own money. You are the one who's going out there working overtime. And they are just, no, it's wrong. Before 1995, I was the same thing. But since then, okay, I'm so glad that I lost that custom hilltop home in Aliso Viejo, California, that I was able to get this kind of knowledge, and have this kind of results. All right. So, folks, I could go on and on. And so, anyway, this will be, keep on joining me every day at 11 o'clock. Pass this information on. I will be covering that in depth. Okay, why liquidity is so important. That why you should not be. Oh, tell you what. Let me share it with you. Few other things, which I'm not. This is here it is. I'll be in one of these days. Okay. I just look at it. What will be the most pressing thing? that most people can benefit. All right. So I'll be covering this thing. Any recommendations that we make has to meet our quality standards, right? Because no one has to put their money on risk or be tied with any kind of restrictions or nothing at all. And that's because knowing what I know, before 1995, I was one of those people just going with the flow, all right? So it should be in this order. Liquidity, this is our quality test. Liquidity test, that the money should be liquid whenever you want it. You already explained to you in this one that the money should be safe from losses. You should not lose a penny of your hard-earned money. All right. And then you should keep that profits also, what I just showed you. So the money should be all safe. Plus you should keep the profits also. And then have a good rate of return. Like Warren Buffett says, the most amount of money to be made is in the stock market, and that's where most of the people lose it to. No, you don't need to. I already proved it to you. All right. And then one of these days, we will be comparing all of these investment choices that you have, right? So when the comparison will be the investments in red do not pass this liquidity, the money is not liquid, or it's not safe, or it does not have a good rate of return, or it's not tax-free. So these are the 4 criteria that I use, and I know that you don't need to. And in this one, let me share it with you, just a few of them. We cover every kind of investment. And so here is investment real estate. Lot of people had bought extra homes and stuff and rented them out. And now, folks, if you do not do that home equity planning, you'll think, okay, you will lose it too. And that's why it does not have a green in there, even though that was a good ride till now. But now you'll be losing it. And if you do not do that home equity planning the way Federal Reserve Bank says, so you have to get the equity out of any kind of a property. So we'll be using blue chip stocks, mutual funds, high grade bonds, CDs, life insurance, money market funds, T-bills, annuities, equity in your home. And so we'll be discussing all of these. See, these are my future topics. I didn't want to. Thank you, Tim, for bringing it to my attention. I was just trying to get you guys, okay, I mean, since this is my mission, and since I do not have any kind of an agenda, or I'm not trying to make any sale, that's why I keep on going on and on. And you might have seen it, please, that I was repeating myself time and again. I know I could sugarcoat the things also, but no, then I would be doing you a disservice, that I've repeated it so many times, that I wanted you to get it, because right now, it is a time bomb that people are sitting on, and many of them, they do not know how to use, okay, I mean, they are just sitting and just waiting for that time bomb to happen. Folks, it does not have to happen. That's why this is my humble request to you. I'm not charging anything, without any expectations. Read what I put in there. Those are my written words, every word of it, right? So no expectations. That's why I keep on going, you're right. And so share it. Share it with others. You forward this link to other people. You're right. No expectations in return, but just giving them the knowledge and the hope that you do not have to be sitting on that ticking time bomb, or be okay at the mercy of that stock market ups and downs, or lose everything if you are a homeowner, okay, in a jiffy, and then for the rest of your life. You might even know someone, okay, who may not have recovered from that 2007, 8 and 9 housing as well as the financial crash. It did not, it did not have to happen, and B, folks, no. And I also shown you how you optimize your current assets without even new money. This is how I am different than any other financial advisor there, because I know a lot. So I'll be covering one topic at a time every day. So my wish for you is, so you can live that lifestyle of the rich and famous, okay, who are enjoying life either on the beach or on the resorts and stuff and traveling. And I want you to, okay, be a completely funky when it comes down to money, and go enjoy life, because time is short. Time is short, folks. Go put this thing on autopilot and then start to enjoy your family, enjoy your children or grandchildren. That time will never come back again. Or if you are a business owner or something, or you're okay, putting in extra time and stuff like that. No. You do not have to put in overtimes. Right? Free up that time. Use these other second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth sources. Right? This is what the rich and famous, they no different than you and I. Right? But they are doing, and they are funkies. That's why they get to, even on weekdays. I used to see many of these guys on the resorts and stuff, sitting and drinking margaritas. I have started to enjoy those ones too now, but as a Sikh, we don't cut over here, we don't drink or smoke, so we lead a very simple life. I enjoy those virgin pina coladas I've gotten hooked on to, so, and, okay, Tim, all the information is there now. If you have any questions, please send me a detailed email. My email is there too. Usually, I don't think no one will ever give their, if they are doing a free webinars or something like that, okay, that without any expectations in return, they will never give their free emails. No, my email is down there. The rest of the information is, go through those ones, you're right. And then if you still have any questions, send me a detailed email. All right. And these days I'm just so very busy. If you want a reply from me, please give me your phone number also, and as to where you are located at your time zone. And if you give me your cell phone number, then that will be even better. I can guide you to more resources and stuff, via the text. All right. And but this is my wish for you. And see, I'm terrible at typing. I still type with that, looking at the words and stuff, but it's very easy for me to pick up the phone and call you back, and we can do it. All right. So with that, I hope I have been able to give you some your insight into these things. Please join me every day, Monday through Friday for sure, Saturday maybe, right, with a new topic, and we'll go details into these things. I want you to get clarity. I want you to get clarity on everything, but you have to, now, it's time for you to take action, folks. I'm not saying it for myself, but for yourselves, that you got to take action fast. If you have lost any money, get that money out, and set it right. Or number two is, if you are a homeowner, you have to move. Don't take my word for it. And by the way, I'm nothing to gain out of it, because this is just information I'm sharing. Take the word from Federal Reserve Bank study. Right? They are they had said, and all I do is, we've been doing this thing way before this study came out. All right. And our clients are way ahead of other people who might have recovered from those losses. Right. And this is my wish for you. And new topic every day, and there is so many ways to reach to your financial goal, right? And I'm going to give you so many different ways, so that way you can be a complete funky, and check it out. All the information is either below or at the top. And please do not forget to share it with other people. Don't be greedy. Let everyone benefit. At least they should have that there is hope available, right? And whether they take any action or not, that's up to them. With that, I want to thank you so very much, for spending your time with me. And Tim, so much thank you for asking very, very intelligent and good questions. You made it even more fun for me. And with that, Thank you so much, and I'm always here for you. Thank you. Goodbye.